I hope everyone is doing well, and prayers for those who are in who have family members and those who are in the hurricane, and for our colleague Trevor, who is without power, but Trevor can live off the grid. I mean, with no problem. He can live off the grid, off the grid. So if you are joining us this morning, thank you for your time. I hope all is well with you. Drop in the comments where you live at, what state, and click like, share, and subscribe, because we're able to bring podcasts like this to you only because of you. It's all about you. And so I do want to send a special prayer to, I'm lucky to have I got some besties that's been my besties for years. And people are probably tired of me putting the besties happy birthdays. But I want to send special prayer. Or if you're my best friend, one of my best friends, we were like four. Michelle, we lived on the same street, the one I always say we got whoopings with together. She called me this morning, and her family's facing a difficult time with her father, and they had to make some very tough decisions. So prayers for Michelle Young. She is generally in the chat on Saturdays mornings, but she is with her family at the hospital now. So Michelle, my prayers goes out to you and your family. And whatever you need from me, I'm there for you. And also I want to say a very happy birthday to my mom today. Happy birthday to my mom, Shirley. Today is her birthday. And so the rest of my day is just chilling with her. We normally go out to dinner, or if she's not in North Carolina with my sister. So I will be taking her whatever she wants to eat. And we're doing like a picnic little thing because she's not feeling well. She doesn't want to go out. And then we just gonna watch movies. And they'll be black movies. So yeah. So I think we're going to watch. She hasn't seen Aretha Franklin. I want her to see the Byron Rustin movie, which is about civil rights, and it's on Netflix. And that is what I will be doing today. So I am not color coordinated today, y'all. I got on every color in the rainbow, kind of like Mickey's hoodie over there that says Bedrock. Mickey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, y'all, we tried to be on time today. Did we make it?
Yeah, I was
We
here.
made it.
Yeah, I was here. You came in 2 minutes.
Okay, look, I made it. I told I'm coming in hot.
She came in hot.
I came in hot. My son called, that middle child who called this morning and said he was coming. Well, he called to say, Mom, I'm coming in the house, to cut the alarm off. Don't shoot me. But I'm because look, he's not looking. You gotta call and announce that you're coming. You just don't step in the house like that. So he's like, I'm just letting you know. And so he came. He was like, I got to cut the grass, which he cut it this morning. But Mickey, you was like, he cut that wet grass, but it looks pretty. It's real thick. I can grow grass, but I can't keep a plant alive. Go figure. So wherever you are at in there, Kawana, AJ, Kevin Tay, Auntie M, Cicero McGill, Steph. I just got off the phone with you. Sheena B. Mickey is he just stepped out. So I can't scroll down, y'all. I cannot do the scrolling. He just stepped out. So wherever you are at, I appreciate you sharing your morning with me. I also want to send a shout out to Scripps News won an Emmy. They won a national Emmy for covering the Flint Water Crisis in a city poisoned. She sent me, the producer sent a very nice text message, Carrie Cochran. She started coming here about 2 years ago. I guess it is scrolling down. So, and they won an Emmy. And I was so shocked. So she sent me the text message. She sent me, I think I got 3 that day. And she sent me, yeah, look, and I'm going to read a little bit of it. I didn't know that they were up for an Emmy, and it's the sad part is they won an Emmy by exposing Flint is still not fixed. Our water crisis, and people really think that Flint is fixed. People think all of our service lines are fixed. People think that you can drink water from the tap without a filter. People don't know what we're going through. They didn't know. And so when she came, some of Flint records are difficult or non-existent. Um, the administration was not, the mayor's administration was not cooperative with her. And so their investigative reporting, and y'all Google it. I don't know, maybe we can pull up a couple. They did, I think, 3 series, and they won an Emmy. And the sad part is, it is really the pain of Flint. No one gets what we're going through here. I'm not going to say no one. I think the majority of the world think if we can fix Benton Harbor, Jackson, Mississippi, and every other place, why haven't they fixed Flint? And for me, it gets down to our current leadership. They exposed that at the time that Mayor Neely took office, we were at 90%. And at the time they did each and every investigation, they were still in the 90th percentile range, which we're still today in the 90th percentile range. That something's wrong. And so having Scripps News, an accredited real journalist, is something is amazing. And I mean, their setup is not like we're gonna come with just our cameraman, or we're gonna come with it'll just I'm gonna do it on the iPhone, and it'll be on your 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock news. They have a whole production that they come, and they bring lighting. They got it's a whole production. When they interview you, it's real. And I appreciate the time that they took, 3 times, and they didn't just stay for one day. They stayed, and during this time, Carrie was facing um, some issues with her father. Her father passed away. During the conversations that we had, we became friends, and her and her sister, she lost her father. So this is, I hope that this Emmy, she gave and sacrificed herself to make sure Flint stayed on the map, that people knew we need help. And she also went to Congressman Kildee and spoke with him. That was surprising, because Congressman Kildee made a statement, and I played it on a few months ago, when he stated that there was no excuse for our service lines not to be completed. That Mayor Neely should have made sure our service lines were completed, and that didn't happen. I was really shocked, and I was like, Congressman Kildee, I'm appreciating you now. I think that last year, when you don't have anything to lose, you don't have to be political. He was just, let me put it out there. It should have been fixed. And if it wasn't enough money, he should have came back to the table. But I think because Congressman Kildee, in my opinion, didn't endorse him, I think he was a little salty. I think the mayor was a little salty about that. So, we have got Shardy Shard. I haven't seen you in a while at City Council. So good morning, Taz, Montana, Farron Johnson, Kathleen King. Hey, I'm T from the D, and I missed the other ones, Nikki, and I think you all sharing. Yeah, Kevin Tay, Auntie M, Deborah Luna, Cicero McGill. Yeah, I got some of those. Yep, I got Auntie M. Salty Chef, what up? Eddie Gray, Latoya, Jay Jordan, Atlanta GA. Hey, did y'all get a lot of? I was seeing some pictures in Buckhead. The Buckhead was like underwater in some places. Good morning, Merck 76, Connie Wiz. Is this what we doing? Jawan Jackson, AJ. Look, Mickey, I gotta get my nails done. I got one more nail to pop off. And your girl got to be at the salon to get them. I'm like, because I don't like soaking in that acetone. Good morning, Marcus Felder, Jay Pix, Tara, Keisha Denise. I think I did get Taz Montana. I got T from the D. T from the D got 2. I know that.
Yeah, one is Facebook and one is YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right now. All right. Look, I don't know that. Thank you for informing me. So listen, again, happy birthday to my mom.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, as our parents get older, and my mom has been going through some things. So It's just me and her today at the end of the day. And so I do want to start with that last meeting. Wait a minute. I'm like, am I missing something in the meetings? Or is it just kind of like you step through those doors and it's like you feel welcome to the Twilight Zone? Because it's unreal, some of the stuff that they say and that they do. It's unbelievable. So we gonna go over some of the things. We had some people get thrown out. Melissa Zamsky got her mic cut, and she wasn't even cussing at the time. Her mic was cut, and this censored. And I want everybody to know, you do not have to sign that slip. All you have to do is put your name on it and check the boxes where to talk. You don't have to put your signature. It is not required at all. At all. And people need to know that, because you'll hear we're gonna go through some of the comments. So good morning, Lasagna Larry, Christine Leach, Jessica Stewart. Lasagna Larry, I did see you yesterday at Miss Beverly's buffet because I ain't never been to no a fundraiser where you get a t-shirt. you get a t-shirt and you get a buffet dinner and beautiful sterling silver chafing just dishes. I'm like, it was nice. And then they serve champagne. So it was really nice. Oh, she has a event tomorrow out to, I don't know the name of the place, but we got the flyer, Mickey, tomorrow. From 3 to 6. 3 to 6 she had. Okay. Okay. Good morning, Reed Johnson. Did I get Jolena Freeman, Tia Harris? Good morning. Tia was at that door. Tia be covering stuff. You was not getting by nothing. It's like right at the door. They had it covered. But Beverly's event was really, really nice. It was really nice. So we're gonna go over this show because I'm telling you, we had Miss Eartha Logan. She was, good morning, Miss Mimi Connor. Comes to swear meetings for the Miller Road area. There will be one coming up because we have some things to cover, Mimi, in about the next 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. There will be. Good morning, Mama Quill, Tara, Avis Hopkins. So that last meeting, Miss Eartha Logan, who's a senior, beautiful lady. I love Miss Eartha. She just it's always something. Pleasure. Yes. Just Eartha, you meet good spirited people. And then there's the mean spirited people. They put her out for wrapping up. I mean, and I think it's the tone that in the disrespect. It's the tone and it's the disrespect. So we're going to go through some of those comments. JWC is at a funeral because I was going to have her here today with me. But JWC is at a funeral today. But she called that meeting at public speaking. She says they're going to do call for the question and watch them all vote for call to the question. Yeah, you can go ahead and put it up. And then we'll come back to it. Yeah. And so they did call for the question. The DPW manager director had stated that we needed to talk about the water. And me and him have been talking about that. And so he was ready. He had his staff there, y'all. The staff was there. And which the water also includes our infrastructure. He had Jeanette Best over at the treatment center, which is our water and our sewage. He had Scott Dungy, and then he was there. And they were there. And they waited for hours and hours. When the time came up for them to speak, it came up. He had a whole spreadsheet with 27 infrastructures, projects that he was letting us know where they're at, where we're going to go, what percentage that they were done. They were on the spreadsheet because he was like, no, this is the easy way, because he's like, I'm going to put them on the spreadsheet again. He said, so you'll know where they're at, what percentage. And I want to explain them to the council. Per the Flint City Charter, quarterly, you are supposed to, each department head is supposed to come to the council to explain what's going on in the department, what issues, what projects or priorities. So what the council did, Judy Priestley did, shame on Judy, and the other 5, because the whole time, and I stated during the meeting, because you could hear right when we were separate, and this Quincy Murphy, shame on you too, because if you're sick, stay home, because he stopped. The city's business should not be stopped because he's not feeling well. Stay home. If I'm not feeling well, I stay home. City business don't stop for Tonya Burns. You sick, stay home. So because they want their 5 votes, he's saying the whole time, y'all better do call for the question. He just kept doing it for like an hour. Y'all better do call for the question. I'm going home. You better do call for the question. You heard me. You better do call for the question. And I said, and it was irritating as hell to me. And so you could hear, and they're like, okay, Quincy. And they're negotiating call for the question. Screw the city business. Screw the residents. Everything was on. We need Quincy's 5th vote. And we don't care if we talk about the business because we're going to do what we want to do. The crooked 5, as far as I'm concerned, shame on them. You better do call for the question. And what did they do right out the gate? After we separated, and there were things at the DPW, our water still not fixed. Scripps News then won an entire Emmy, because we're not fixed. And we got council members who are doing call for the question, so you still can't know what's going on. Now, people in my ward know we got that dual pipeline that is right by each other, which is sewage. One is over 50 years old. The other one is 100 years old. It's at least 3 years construction to replace it. Then we have the Torrey Street. We have the Cedar Street. We have the feed, chemical feed. We got the Dort Highway. There's so many projects, 27 projects. And those 5, shameful 5, didn't even allow us to talk about it. Did not. Didn't allow the DPW director to talk about it, to give an update. And did call for the question because Quincy Murphy said you didn't do call for the question. He was leaving. And they suckered out and let him do call for the question. They did it.
As they watching the news, what's going on?
They don't give a damn about Flint. And that show with the water. So you got Scripps just won a whole Emmy. The highest, one of the highest, Emmy, a Tony. And they won an Emmy off of what's going on here. And you got 5 council members. Leon, who don't know what's going on. Liddell, who could care less. Quincy, I'm going home. Judy, who go along to get along. And Candace, I don't even know. And you got those 5 voted. And this Scripps won a whole Emmy. A whole Emmy. Candace, I'm surprised at because she was involved in the water. She was involved. She had a voice. She spoke out. And she's at the water lab. The rest of them, no. But for Quincy to say, y'all better do call for the question. And they did it. You, the residents, didn't matter. You, the residents, didn't matter. You know where you're at with your level of water. You got people still showing my water is brown. People showing in their toilets that little ring, no matter how many times you clean. You clean your bathroom maybe once a day. If you got boys, you may have to clean a couple, right? Or teach them how to clean it, And we don't even know the quality. That little ring that's around people's toilet that's, showing up in your toilet. You clean your bathroom one day, the next day the ring is there. And people have been putting that on social media.
Wow.
And so it was, I don't leave meetings and I don't need no help with getting put out because y'all know your girl still got to go to Michigan State of Appeals Court. And it ticked me off. It ticked me off. So Miss Eartha Logan, if you're watching, beautiful Eartha Logan, I'm sorry they put you out. And she was so emotional. So emotional. Jessica said, I disagree. They care a great deal about Flint. They just don't give a damn about the resident. Their Flint looks very different from what the residents need. They're about genocide. Yeah, because you start looking into, they get ARPA money. They got nonprofit. The nonprofit game is real. We're going to be doing some research on the nonprofits, to see how much are these nonprofits getting, because the nonprofit game is a new hustle. It's a new hustle. It's the new con, So we're going to get into. So we're going to start at And I think the first one we're gonna start. I think the first person to get thrown out was oh no, we're gonna start with the first live from last week. Let me set this up. Hasselbrink Center.
I was just showing that for
Oh, let me do it. Yes, tomorrow. Community barbecue for Beverly Biggs, River Park. That's the name of it. I didn't know the name. River Park and Ridgecrest Village Apartments, which is off of Carpenter Road. They will have Jedediah there 3 to 6. There will be bounce houses, complimentary food. Now they having I think they having Polish sausage, hot dogs, hamburgers, potato salad. They doing a bit more than what Carol did, But I like to see that we feeding the community because my help centers the help centers run out of money at the end of September, so they will be there. It's Beverly will be. DJ Updog will be there. He was there last night. He will be there. There will be. I think there are gonna be 3 or 4 bounce houses. I'm gonna get my old butt in one. You laughing? That's good exercise. I'm getting in the bounce house.
I ain't mad at you.
My daughter, when she graduated from high school, I had her open house that she wanted at the U of M because she was going to University of Michigan, and she wanted a bounce house. And so I had a bounce house out there, and out there in the Lanai or whatever. She had in there. I forget the name of the room, but I had a bounce house. We were in the bounce house. Okay.
I ain't mad.
Okay. And my mother won't tell them, I'm gonna cook. Your mothers are, I'm gonna cook. I want you just to come and enjoy yourself. We'll cater it. Right. And I had it catered. Okay. Yeah. And then
I'm waiting on my invite.
No, she 34 now. That was some years ago. Okay. It was catered. We had a nice time. We had a very nice time.
I got you.
Yeah. No. Nope. So
I'm still waiting on my dish.
What dish?
You cook. I heard you be cooking for them boys, and
I do. I gotta cook my son. That's why he came and cut that grass. He like goulash. He loves. So I gotta make some goulash. So I'm making goulash for him. But he like weird. His each kid has like a favorite thing. But he told me, you don't even cook for holidays no more. You used to just be a holiday cook, Mom. You don't even cook for holidays no more. I'm like, when do I have time? And so last Thanksgiving. And the Thanksgiving before that, I buy the majority of my stuff from Chips and the catered part. And then I bought last year from Beverly. Then I do my own greens and I do my own macaroni and cheese. That's like that's a staple in our house. So, but I bought everything else from Beverly. I ain't got time. You know how long it take you to cook all that food? 3 days. 2-3 days.
I'm just putting it
out. Man, and I live in the college. Look, the house ain't the same. I live in a college house. Okay. That is not, that kitchen is not made for me. Okay. The closet is this big. And all I do is I come in and I go there basically to sleep. It seemed like I'd be so busy. That kitchen is small. I need a bigger house. I did start looking for a house, but then it's hard finding something because I don't want to renovate. I don't want to do a massive renovation. But that little kitchen, you turn around. I mean, in the kitchen is just enough for like a little table with 2 chairs, and that's it. It ain't like what my other house was, but to God be the glory. I got a roof over my head, and look, it's paid for. So the college house is paid for. So I'm gonna make him some goulash, and that's it. And then he did ask for some potato salad, which is potato salad and goulash. That's weird. Yeah. So, but anyways,
I got you set up for whenever.
All right. So we got Beverly's thing, y'all. Tomorrow, Sunday, 3 to 6. It's off of Carpenter Road. I can't miss it. Almost to like Bluebell Beach. If you used to go out there, Bray Road. So it is Carpenter Road between Bray Road and Dort Highway. So see y'all there. I will be in the bounce house. I'm just saying. So let's go to, so we're gonna set this up. The meeting was a lot. I do want to say there were some critical things that we needed to talk about and to go over, and we weren't allowed. I mean, by the time they were throwing out people cutting off mics and everything else, and I think that's something we need to be careful with, because there have been lawsuits to where people have won 100,000, 40,000. East Point, 4 people won $17,910 a piece. 4 people for the same thing that this council is doing right now. It's the exact same thing.
Wow.
And Melissa's, where her mic was cut off, with trying to censor her, her language and her thoughts, it falls right into that because you have a First Amendment right, which is your freedom of speech. You cannot take away freedom of speech. You may not like it, but you have a right. And this, I've got 4, actually not, well, 4 different states that, like I said, Florida, Michigan. I'll pull them up and I'll put them at the end. But Melissa's falls right into that, and they cut her mic and tried to censor her speech. You can't do that. It's public speaking, and it's a violation of your First Amendment, and it's a violation of the Open Meetings Act. It is. So, with all, I think until someone is sued or they have to pay, they're not going to understand it. They call themselves, I was told, the Big Five. So the Big Five won't understand it until it hit their pockets.
And you know what? You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with you. You're right.
Yeah, I don't think, because some people don't understand it until it hits their pockets.
Right.
You know, and that's very real. So we're gonna start at the point. Melissa was the first person to get thrown out, and we're gonna start at which one? That one you got. We're gonna start with the first lie because you got the time right. Because I want to be very clear. Yeah, that's last week. Yep. And then we're going to the next one. Yep. Let's do that.
So I definitely want to thank the residents for coming out today in support of House of Bring and so forth. I'm in full support of the seniors, as I have been in conversation with Ms. Beverly and her team, trying to get things resolved. And I'm quite sure, and I'm 100% sure, that we will come to getting things resolved and keeping things moving smoothly as the way they is as we continue to work through this process. So I definitely thank the residents for coming to show your support. And just want to ensure that the center will remain open. It's not going to get closed. Seniors not going to get put out, be charged, and we're not getting rid of Miss Beverly neither. So, so thank you.
Okay. So again, I'm gonna tell you, the city gave and then they did it in Flint Beat. They gave it in Channel 5, ABC 12, M Live article with Ron Funger. So you heard Leon L. Alamine state, we're not getting rid of Miss Bear. So Katie O'Neill, who is the city's communication, sent out a press release. Sent out and here, and we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into like the alcohol thing. Which one? No, 923. I think that is that our lab? 9, no, it's up. That's the one we just did. My bad. There we go. No,
that's the same one again.
What date are we on? Yeah, it should be 923. Okay, let me.
I ain't get it.
Man.
Yeah, she go 918. You might have thought you sent it to me.
Listen, your girl been tired.
You sent me 3918.
Okay, I'm gonna send that back. Okay. So I done lost my train of thought, y'all.
About him lying. About
yeah. Let me finish that. Yeah, and then I'll send. Let me get some official Flint City Council. That's the one that I use. Let me check the date. Okay. First ward. And that's what you have to maintain. Let me cut my volume. And I'm sorry, Mickey. That is completely my bad. Okay, that should be up. It should pop in now.
Working hard.
I know. I was happy to see.
That ain't it.
I
You said
was-
which one you said.
and I said, but no, it comes up 923 on mine. I swear. Can you pull it up?
I'm gonna go find it.
You too, because it's just not going to clearly send. That's why on this one, when I official Flint City Council. Listen, some people be thinking I'd be hanging up on them, and I've had to tell some people who may deserve to get hung up on that I didn't hang up on you unless I said a bad word first. I don't hang. My hands don't even be on the phone. It don't even be on the phone. So I think it's the official Flint City Council. So I do want to read the statement. So we just went by, we just stated that, and I think it's unfortunate with this administration. I think because Mayor Neely is so upset, and some of the things that he's sending out are contradicting what Leon is stating. Leon L. Alamine, the interim person in the first ward. So Katie O'Neill, who is the communications director, stated that in a press release.
All right, what you want me to go to? Stop.
Is that 923?
923, 24.
Okay. It will be the first one is going to be at Melissa's is going to be at 2435. At 2435. Where is you guys? I'm sorry. I don't know why from my phone it was just choosing to do the wrong thing. So one of the things I want to dispel was the city stated that in the press release, the city said, and this is an MLive article, you can Google it, go to it, by Ron Fonger. The city said that the current service provider at House of Brink has failed to report financial information related to frequent rentals events hosted there. Not true. And we're going to also get into the alcohol part. They stated at issue is the presence of alcohol at events hosted by the service provider at the city-owned building. Alcohol is prohibited at all City of Flint property, the announcement says. Moreover, the city's insurance does not cover for alcohol on city-owned property, so therefore this puts the city in financial jeopardy. Well, people get riders. In my park, we have the beer tent, but that's a state park now, but the first year it was not. And so you get an insurance rider, and that's what is done. We also have the Swartz Creek Golf Course, which is a city-owned property that has a bar with a liquor license. There is a bar with the liquor license. Secondly, I'm going to put up, secondly or thirdly, they also discussed, it's in their lease that they signed with the city that was supposed to be brought back up, that it discusses, that's Beverly's thing. We're going to play hers next. Yep. She came up first. 2435. 2435. That must be Beverly's. And then we're gonna go on. I could have put them down wrong too. I was tired. So we have the Swartz Creek Golf Course, which does have a bar and a liquor license. We have the beer tent at Mott Park, which I like, because you have that whole event for Mott Park 2.0, and it's packed, and we have vendors there. And then we have the actual, in this, Katie O'Neill also said in this announcement, the city said it was releasing information about its plans to seek a new operator of Hasselbrink. Okay, so they did, and they placed for a director. They placed for a director. And so why are we placing for a director? I mean, they given press releases that they're going to be looking for a new director through the HR department. That is from in their press release. So it's unfortunate because you have somebody lying. So either Katie O'Neill, her press release is approved by the mayor, and then Leon L. Alamine, the councilperson in the first ward, stated that we're not getting rid of Miss Beverly. Well, somebody not telling the truth. Somebody got to be lying. You can't have it both ways, because they did send the press release. They talked about the alcohol also. And in their lease, I'm going to go through that. It shows that they were actually negotiating for alcohol. And I'm going to read it, but he's at the video, so I don't want to have to take that down. But it's in there. So I hate the fact that, this administration is just not truthful, because even in this, in their lease that was given to us, it addresses alcohol. It says use of property. It says permissible use. The lessee shall use the property only to provide space for the community activities and gatherings. Lessee should notify city personnel to be designated by the mayor. Why is he micromanaging them? It's just crazy. He want to micromanage who they lease it out to.
Wow.
And seeks the city's approval for at least 5 business days in advance of any events or gatherings to be held at the property. Such notification shall include a minimum of the following information: type of gathering, projected number of attendees, whether alcohol beverages will be distributed and or consumed. The city may in its sole discretion require additional information or deny approval for any event on the property for any reason. So in other words, we're going to control who you have, who you can lease it to if we don't like you. That's crazy. It says the distribution, now this is in the lease, y'all. The distribution and consumption of alcoholic beverages on the property must be done in accordance with licenses and or permits issued by the Michigan Liquor Control Commission. You can have it. You just got to get your stuff together and do it right, which they carry an insurance policy, which they stated that they didn't. Lessee shall be responsible for ensuring that all applicable laws and regulations regarding alcoholic beverages are complied with on the property. They aren't selling alcohol liquor. When people have receptions, they generally use a provider who has a license. For example, my sister's Drinks of Essence. She's a licensed alcohol provider. So what she does is do mobile bartending as she comes to these events, to where she carries an insurance rider herself. That's how business is done. So for them to say like they having these whooping up parties and drinking and falling out drunk, just simply not true. Not true. So I'm gonna leave that at that. So the fact that they saying they're not getting rid of Miss Beverly, they put in the articles. Leon said they're not getting rid of it. Mayor Neely sends a very strong message, and when he says something, he means it. He has stated he is never wrong, never wrong, and that's how he lives his life. He
I mean, you just look at the NA board when Miss Taylor.
I missed that.
Yeah, from
this week.
No, remember the lady who came down to council? She said, "Well, they take the because we don't have enough bus. Well, Flint doesn't have enough bus.
What is going on with that?
Well, they just put out for a new one.
Okay, was Shax the Little there?
They went executive session.
Was she there though?
With her lawyer.
Oh, I haven't had it. I'm gonna try to catch up on that tomorrow. So she was there with her lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was, and then it's like, so is the mayor getting the complaints now? Because who you take them to?
They done messed with her so bad. Yeah. She worked in a very hostile work environment. It was terrible.
And you know what Joe was worried about?
What?
Asbestos. So she had been working in that where she was at already had asbestos there.
Listen, she didn't have a heat last winter. She had no heat. How do you work in the basement of a building? You have no heat. Yeah. Okay.
And I do agree with Mark Hutchinson on this.
I'm sorry, yeah, and I wish I could read and do my running show at the same time. And yeah, and if you can put them up, that Ed Taylor thinks he's the man. Hawk. Mark Felder. I swear somebody called me and called Ed Taylor Hawk last week. And then they gonna tell me my hawk was Ariel Mitchell. Ariel is very protective. Very protective. Yeah. And he said they did. I swear this person called him that. Hawk. Oh my God. So we're gonna go on to the disgrace of how they're running things. That the senior center is being picked on. They're being forced because Rivet McDonald Rivet came. Um, she spoke, talked to people. She didn't campaign. She was told to put them out. They said that we can't put her out because it's a public place. She didn't do anything wrong. And Congressman Kildee did not, in my opinion, endorse Mayor Neely. He donated 14,000 to Rivets through, I believe his. They reported in the news through his PAC, I believe, and he wasn't supporting Mayor Neely. You got your choice, so you can you can choose. But Mayor Neely had stated, he pulled out of the race because he said the residents of the city of Flint loved him so much they wanted him to stay. And then there was the silence. We're not going to even comment on that, but I don't think that's true. Those seniors are angry in those chambers, rightfully so. Beverly Lewis should not have to be fighting for her job. She comes there, her job is considered to be 24/7. If something happened to that building, Beverly's going to be over there to take care of it, along with her board of directors. That's just the way it is. She comes there, she does her job. Her funding, you have to have for her programs, you have to have a staff. They ridiculed her for saying that she made 50,000. Average person, what was it, 81,000 is what we put up for a director. That's the average. On the high end, it was like 100 and something thousand, 120 something thousand. And so when we talk about the level of programs that they do on the shoestring budget, thank you, Beverly Lewis, for staying and doing the job. And now you're doing your job in a hostile work environment and hostile negotiations and under duress. You are. And I'm sorry she's going through that. I truly am, because she should not. When you're trying to, it's like when you have a single mom trying to make things work and you got to feed uh, 5 kids and you got 5 pork chops and you can't eat yourself because you want your children to have meat, and you trying to put the meal together and make it work for the family and do the best you can. She's doing the best she can. I would like to have seen Mayor Neely to give this, instead of going after them, give them money. And how do you negotiate a lease? Leon, he negotiated a lease to 500. Stop the nonsense. Mott Park pays $1 for 10 years. Burston, I don't even think paid, was it $1 for 25 years? 25-year lease. So these leases are not the same. You did not do a good job negotiating, because it started out at 3,500. I was in those meetings when Councilman Mays could not make it. He was still living. The lease started out at 3,500 a month. They were going to go up to $5,000 a month. 5,000. Where it's going to end up. I'm gonna have to find the original. I've got it. And negotiating it down, because it started so high, does not, because you started such a high number, does not make it seem more bearable because you feel you got it to a number that you feel is acceptable. No, do the same as the other ones. They don't have all these crazy micromanaging stipulations on their lease to where the mayor got to okay who leases the building. Burston doesn't do that. Mott Park doesn't do that. They simply do not do that. Good morning, Miss Cynthia Morgan Jarrett. Good morning. Please explain, how can you make a donation of $6,000 without a lease? You can't. You can't, Mrs. Jarrett. And tell Papa I said good morning. You cannot make it. It's for in the future. So that's just a ploy. It's a political trick. It is a joke, because there is no lease right now. There is a lease, but they don't want to bring it back. And like they said, they pulled it back off. Leon said he didn't know that they pulled it off. Well, you with your big five, ask your big five why. Because if you were I wanted him to put on the floor $1, 5 years. They didn't even ask you for 10 years. Start off at 10, start big. So by the time you negotiate it down, you think you done got something. That's like the trick, like when you go buy a car. I'm saying he should be saying, what you did not hear him say, $1 for 5 years for those seniors. Leon L. Alamine had a responsibility to listen to those seniors, listen to the director, because they used those the funding from the rentals to pay for 3 part-time employees. Judy told a lie when she stated that they were going to that the city clean the building. City does not clean the building. They pay for and do their own cleaning. That was a lie. She said it during public hearing. And they have this misinformation. No, we're not gonna say misinformation because that's their they have these lies that are either being fed to them, but Hasselbrink does its own cleaning. That's just not true. That the city cleans. The city does not clean their buildings. City does not pay their consumers. They were stating and floating the lie that the city pays the consumers. They do not. I have put it up what they pay several times. They pay their own snow removal. They pay their own parking lot lights. They pay their own consumers. They pay their own water bill. They pay their own insurance. They pay their own bills. They pay for their own cleaning supplies and census. They pay for that. The city does not pay for that. So that was a lie. They simply do not pay for that. I want to see Leon state 5 years, $1. Councilman Mays would have done it. It would have been done. We wouldn't be at this problem if he was still alive. May he rest in heaven. Put it on there, Leon. $1, 5 years. He didn't do it. He won't do it. He can't tell us you got the best interest when you can't even put the motion on the floor. Put it on the floor. I'm going to support it. Put it on the floor. A motion is always in order. Tell your big five or the other four to vote with you. Put it on the floor for the seniors. He didn't do it. So what you think he going to do for the rest of the time? Mayor Neely told him he was supposed to meet with the encounter group. They have a lunch every week. He called and told them he couldn't make it. The mayor called him into his office. She did sign the lease in July. Lease has been signed. Lease was supposed to be brought back up. Lease was not brought back up. He can bring it back up. And the lease, and people need to quit saying, the part that it is located in the first ward, but it is a city property, but it's county funded. Anybody in Genesee County can go there. So it's all of the council people, all of us. It's just located in the first ward. It isn't owned by the first ward. It is funded 100% by Genesee County because it's a city-owned building. He's flexing his muscle because it's a city-owned building. So Leon no one has seen Leon say $1, 5 years. He didn't do that. He hasn't parted his lips to say that.
So they don't even have a lease right now.
They do not. They have not had a lease since 2016.
So he can put something on and say, listen, let's do it for $1 for 5 years.
He needs to work. He needs to go to the mayor, put on the floor on the motion. Work that stuff out. Candace brought her $300,000 to the floor for the nonprofit she's affiliated with. 5 of them did vote yes to send it to council from committee, and then Liddell pulled it back. For Candace when it was at council. Put it on the floor, Leon. Let's see you do $1, 5 years. I want to see that. You working for the seniors. That's just some words. Hey, you know how they feel. They keep coming. They done came down. They done protested. You know how they feel. Okay, let's start playing this because at the 24th, because Beverly Lewis came out to speak. And I want to say she's a phenomenal director. She's making things happen. Everybody ain't gonna like you up there at any place that you do when you're doing your job. She is running that place, keeping it open, and the books are good. They've been looked at by our chief financial officer. The books are good. Their financials are in order. Hasselbrink's financials are in order. And it's on that signed lease. They wouldn't have signed the lease if it was not in order. Okay, when you're ready, let's play it.
That you heard Negro is, do you find that for the people so we can know? That was his last, he was defined. And you got that, sir? Nod your head if you understand. That's nice word, I got it right. Okay, and now about the situation in U of M. We need some people that look like the first ward people on the trustee board to call the shots. They've been giving up too many loans to people in Flint to make the council look bad, like they don't know what they're doing. Like Pastor Flynn.
Y'all, look, we got a little typo. So it's the official Flint City Council.
That's what this is. The official Flint City Council.
That one, that was the one.
That's the one I was playing. Oh, hold on.
That one was Paul's. Yep, this is the one. Yeah. And so I know they look, yeah. And so let's go to 1810. Look, Mickey, you had me thinking I'm like, wait a minute, I wasn't that. I know I was tired, but I didn't think I was that tired.
My bad.
Good afternoon. I've tried my best to stay professionally neutral and out of the public eye in the controversy surrounding Hasselbring's lease. However, I've been moved to stand before you today. I've heard your views on the situation and acknowledge your overall desire to assist by amending the contract to make it fair and equitable. Your support in promising to do what's right by our seniors and the organization is encouraging, and for that, I thank you. The real issue lies with the administration. After months of negotiating, which included bullying and threats to send the services out for bid, we landed on what we felt was the best we could get. The mayor's office gave the impression that they, not you, were the authority on finalizing the deal. At that time, contrary to one councilperson's belief, we did not reject, but signed the lease, agreeing to what was presented to you. I can appreciate that, like us, you did not feel it was reasonably fair, so you set it aside. Since then, the administration has been busy making demands of compliance to a lease that has not yet been formally formalized, making claims of unlawful activity by us, creating false narratives about the delivery of letters, attempting improper interference and micromanagement of the organization, and making defamatory statements about our operations and myself personally. This makes it clear that rather than resolving this issue professionally, the mayor's office has taken action to make it an unnecessary public spectacle. Their actions are the direct result of us not being able to sign our contract with the county for the 24-25 fiscal year funding, which starts in 8 days. The last thing we wanted to do was create undue stress for our seniors, but this is what the administration's actions have done. I'm asking council to continue to stand for what's right and ratify an appropriate contract today, if possible, so we can get our millage signed and go back to, go back to concentrating again on the business of servicing and supporting our seniors. One more thing. I'd like to add that the city has not been transparent with us on the facilitation and spending of grant monies that they received on our behalf 2 years ago. We are also asking for you to support us in requiring that they open their books and give us a full account of all spending related to those grants. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public speaker.
Okay, so, and we're gonna move this because we're gonna be out of here time. Everyone, you heard the truth. That's the director, Beverly Lewis. She should not have to come up there to defend herself against the lies of this administration and other people. She should not. Shame on Mayor Neely's administration. Shame on him. These seniors need your support. Our next councilman is not enough to do, especially not until October the 9th. You know, use your voting power. Voting makes a difference. So let's go on to the next one. The next one is going to be 2125. Althena is the director of Innovative. Now, she's the one who spoke last week where she talked about Mayor Neely is holding hostage a utility van for Hasselbrink Center and how funding is not, the city council passed it in February. That van should have been paid for. And she stated, we're going to let her speak again for her. Yep, that's Althena. She's the director of Innovative Solution. So let's play that.
Good evening. My name is Athena McKay, Executive Director of Flint Innovative Solutions and the CEO of Greater Links Enterprises. I'm here to speak on behalf in regards to Hasselbrink Senior Center. As Director Lewis has mentioned, Madam Director has mentioned, this disturbance is grossly affecting the well-being of our tax-paying, voting seniors and residents. While I was trying to conduct a community conversation, it took over 30 minutes and we had to shut it down because they had so many questions and were bothered. They could not get the information they came to receive because of this situation. Couple points. Hasselbrink Senior Center is a 501c3 corporation. The building is called Hasselbrink Park Community Senior Center. There's two different entities here. There is a millage check being held up by the county for Hasselbrink Senior Center. Their fiscal year starts October 1st, and they have not received the funds that have been due to them. The alcohol issue that the city is using as a stall tactic is not in the lease that was negotiated in since February of 2024. If this is a true city ordinance that city property cannot have alcohol, that is a simple amendment of a contract in which we, as in the board and Ms. Lewis, can sign with the rest of the amendments. Last week when we were here, it was the debate was about the $500. The debate is not the $500, more so than the fact that it's being micromanaged by egotistical administration. Burston Senior Center, Burston Fieldhouse has a 25-year lease with no lease. But these seniors in this board needs to pay $500 to provide services. That's ridiculous. In my last 30 seconds, the resolution that you all said that you would come back and talk about today was removed from the agenda late last night. That's an issue that we need to consider when we look at our administration. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Time after time, voting has consequences. Leon did not, he should be asking them for $1. They holding the whole van hostage. I mean, the games. You don't hear him speaking about that. And all this crap, oh, we talk behind closed doors. Stop that. We're supposed to be transparent. And if the five of them is talking behind closed doors, you're breaking the Open Meetings Act and you're breaking the law. Period. You breaking the law, which for some of them, that might not be a problem. So let's go on to the next one, which will be, and I appreciate Athena, and it's bringing out people speaking up. We have to speak up. There's so much happening in this city. And these seniors have said, we're not taking it anymore. They tired. They are tired. Them seniors said, well, I can't be down there in my walker protesting. I can't be doing all of that. So the next one is 2435. Okay, but this one is going to be Melissa. That whole thing was a debacle. When you don't like what she's saying, that's, look, we allowed Doug to come up and say that Shaxta is my relative before, that I filed the police report, never did, that Carol was on the lawsuit, which Leon told the same lie as Doug told, that Carol was on that lawsuit with the, how did he tried to be slick with his mouth. Doug tells Carol had a lawsuit. She was dropped from that lawsuit. She was dropped. Leon reiterated the same nonsense that Doug did. Exact same, and I'm gonna play that later. He reiterated the same nonsense as Doug did. And I'm gonna put up attorney Sharice Lee, a licensed practicing attorney, and she stated in that letter that Carol was not. So let's play Melissa, because Melissa got thrown out too.
Hi, my name is Melissa Zamsky. I live in the First Ward. It's very disappointing how y'all want to do, some of you want to do our seniors in this community. If it in any community, if it wasn't for our seniors, none of us would even be here. Okay? Are you serious? Leon, I notice every time you lie, you gotta, I dated a man like you that every time he lied, he always got, and then he's talking and, dude, I don't give two shits what kind of money that, you were promised.
Madam Clerk, stop her time.
Why?
Is her speaker slip fully filled out?
Oh, that's kind of funny. You want to pull that? Let's pull that, because guess what? I swore last week. You want to pull that video up, sweetheart? Because y'all didn't say nothing last week. And then before Liddell Lewis got in here last week, y'all didn't mind any of the seniors to sit there and voice.
Cut that mic,
okay?
please.
You didn't mind if they went past their time until Liddell Lewis walked in. So stop it.
That is your first warning. Cut the mic.
You ain't going to sit there and take away my First Amendment rights. Okay? Because again, last week y'all didn't have the problem. I can cut it off. Yeah, okay? I have no problem with y'all. I'm sure people can still hear you. You cannot cut my voice.
Madam Clerk, was her speaker slip fully filled out? Madam Clerk, was her speaker slip fully filled out?
Yes.
You act like you guys are, doing that wrong. You better watch. Don't know what.
Madam Clerk, was her speaker slip fully filled out?
Yes.
Because they all go to jail. They go to federal prison.
Pursuant to Rule 29.8, any person at a council meeting may be called to order by the president or any council member for failure to be germane, for vulgarity, or for speaking in excess of allotted time, or any other violation of these rules. Pursuant to Rule 29.9, any person who is called to order shall yield the floor until the chair shall have determined whether he or she is in order. If a person is determined to be out of order, the person must yield the floor and forfeit any remaining time. So according to Rule 29.8, there is no vulgarity. So according to Rule 29.9, I am pulling your time. You already have your first warning. Please remove yourself from the lectern. It's a lectern. All right,
Point of
that's your
order.
second warning. Please, you are removed from this meeting. Officer, please remove her from the meeting. You may have a seat with that sign because you should not be up at the lectern. That is your first warning. She is removed from this meeting, officer. And the lady in the blue has her first warning. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Carol McIntosh.
Good evening. I'm Carol McIntosh, your first ward council person candidate. I just would like to say it's a shame that our seniors are down here fighting for a space in our community. It's sad that we can't trust our leaders to be transparent and tell the truth and make contracts openly in good faith. It is sad that we as residents have to become attorneys to make sure we're properly represented. We are counting on you to hold this administration responsible. We are counting on you to stand up for us. You asked for those positions to represent the people, not yourselves. We shouldn't have to fight with you to tell you what is going on in the community with us that we're unhappy about. That shouldn't be an argument. You should receive those things openly. It is your job to be a catalyst for us and go back to the administration and let them know what we need and to sit down with them and to navigate those processes on our behalf. You are not representing the people. You are not doing your job. Just because you have the authority to make the vote, you still have a responsibility.
I'm sorry, Ms. McIntosh, 1 second. Can you please pause her time? Will both the council and the audience please silence your phones? Madam Clerk, will you please restart her time?
You have a responsibility to do right by us. Hooking and crooking, cutting in the dark, side dealing, allowing the administration to take advantage of us to cipher off the community's prosperity is nothing short of appalling. We are asking you, Mr. Leon Alamine, Councilman Alamine, we are asking you to do right by us and do your job. We are asking you to not hustle us along with this administration. We know when we're being done wrong. We didn't just start being residents when you all got up there. We've been residents in this community for decades. We know when we're not being done right. We are asking you to stand for something. We're calling you out today, and the fact that this was taken off the agenda when you knew we were looking forward to dealing with this issue proves that you are reluctant when it comes to working with this community. It is your job to work with us. It's not an option. It's not a luxury. Okay? It's your job to deal with our concerns and to navigate for us as it pertains to situations dealing with the administration. It's your responsibility. Some of y'all knocked on our doors and asked for this position. Some of y'all asked us to support you in this capacity. We're asking you to do your job. Do your job.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker.
Am I unmuted? So the
Hold on 1 second. You know what? I gotta come out of this. I messed this up. Let me come out of this. Go back here. Come out of all of this. Let me go here.
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you unmuted.
Okay, so next one's going to be Miss Eartha Logan. Miss Eartha Logan, who's a singer, a beautiful singer. I just love her spirit. We're going to see where she gets put out. And then we're going to listen to the council's response. And I'm going to tell you, they didn't like that the senior, but then somehow some of them pretended like they were victims. You have a right to address the council. You have a right to. So on here. So Mickey got to get out and go back in. And I took is my picture showing like when I'm on the screen on the phone? Is it like half or is it the whole? It's the whole picture.
I mean, when I put it up,
Uh-huh.
you'll see them. But I had the whole city council so they could see it.
Okay. So I do want to, I did take a call. My bestie from when we were 4, she did notify me her father transitioned, Michelle Young. So everyone you see her and she comes to council, she speaks. So say a prayer for what she's going through. My heart goes out to her and her mom, and she lost her stepdad last year, suddenly. And as we get older, I don't know, my heart goes out to her. The time 1:18 and 30. Okay. Miss Earth is like the type of lady that she was your mom. Like, don't play with me. And like, she didn't really have to raise her voice. She just looked like that type of woman. Look, is that, hold up. No, who are you talking to? The wall. I talked to the wall my whole life, but mama, who you talk to? The wall. Me and the wall was having some conversations. I knew nowadays these kids were like, I'm talking to you. Man, you would get laid out. Laid out. I never got smart. Who you talking? The wall. Yep, let's play it.
Good evening, council members and my fellow residents of the city of Flint. On last week when I spoke, I said that I knew nothing about Judy nor Candace and Dennis personally, but I knew everybody else. I learned of Tonya and Jerry. I learned because I saw the things that they were doing and how they were standing up in the meeting for injustices being done. Now, my daughter called me and said, Mama, she said, did Liddell call herself telling you off? And I said, no, baby. I said, she didn't call out my name, but she did say her character hasn't changed. And I thought about that, and she said her character has been the same. And maybe it has been the same, but I didn't see that side. I really was disappointed how you and Candace got bunched together and went on Dennis, sitting out of your seat when you and Candace both, Candace was on one side and you took the seat that Jonathan is sitting in. And I got several calls and saying, is that the Liddell that you voted for? I said, nope, that's not the one I voted for. Her personality was altogether different. And I did have a lot of respect for Liddell because she did do a lot in Cyrus Park. And she, what's the word they use? Reopened the parks where people could enjoy it and go. She did do a lot there. But to cut up like you did was very disappointing. So maybe that was your character all along, but you hid it from me. And I'm saying it to your face. I'm not going to talk about you behind your back. I'm going to say it to your face. And you know the relationship we have. As far as Judy, I know nothing about you, but when you are doing your meetings, take charge of your meeting and not let anybody else chair the floor. It's your meeting, you chair it. Jerry and Tonya, I respect you so much because I seen where you even tried to break it up. And it wasn't even allowed to be broken up, that fight. And I know that was the past, but I watched it away from home and I'm back at home now. And I just thought it was a total disgrace about how the council was being ran. If anyone should have been put out of a meeting and the police called on that day, you should have been put out. Candace, I spoke to you today as I walked past Dennis. I spoke to him And you didn't
Next speaker,
and you
Madam
did
Clerk.
not even, I'm gonna say
Next
this.
speaker, Madam
You did
Clerk.
not-
Your time
you
is
did
up.
not-
Please exit the
you did not
lectern.
even open
That
your
is your
mouth.
first warning.
I don't
Next
care about
speaker, Madam
warnings, honey.
Clerk.
I do
Next
not
speaker,
care about
Madam Clerk.
warnings. You can
That
give
is
me
your
a second.
second warning. She is
Give me-
removed from this
I
meeting.
wish one of these would come forth and put your hands on me, because I'm not going in.
This is crazy.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch
They're going to arrest the seniors. National Guard.
Madam Chair.
Put the seniors out. They put the seniors out.
My thing is on. Well, am I live? So, the truth hit a little different. Miss Eartha didn't raise her voice. She was very monotone. She spoke her truth. And it is let them wrap up. Your time is up. Your time is up. That's your first warning. That's your second one. You know what? We need 5 votes so that we can let people wrap up. The chair has the right to allow that. All this council rule stuff and charter stuff, they don't even follow it. Let people wrap up and finish their thought. But the truth will hit different. It hits different. I did get out my seat to make sure Miss Eartha was okay. I did speak to the officers because I did not want her arrested. And what she stated to me was, Tonya, and she had tears in her eyes, I will get arrested. I don't mind. What they doing is wrong and people need to know it. They need to know it. So let's go to council response because we gotta, stay on. Like I love Miss Eartha, I do. So let's go to 131. So Miss Eartha did sit in the hallway while Mickey gets it out, and she came back in at the next meeting and she stayed. We don't have, and I'm not gonna say they don't. I do. Because if that was my mama, it would have been a problem. They have no respect. None. How they treat our seniors. It's shameful. You can see in the back where you see Miss Eartha there. And the seniors is taking this in. These seniors have said, we ain't taking this. We tried this administration. We tried the Big 5 council. We are tired. So you ready for Jerry? Is it 131? I want to make sure I keep you on time. Okay, y'all listen to my girl JWC, who she laid it down. Okay. There we go.
for it. The 5 of them. It's a shame. The corruption in this city is a shame. With those who want better for our city, because some of these people do not care up here.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 5th Ward, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. I want to touch on a couple of things, and I agree. The mayor's name should not be on those trash cans. I was appalled. Someone sent me a picture of one of the trash cans, and his name is on that trash can. He should not be using public funds to campaign. This mayor is always in campaign mode. But it's a shame. The mayor's actions toward Hasselbrink and the leadership of Hasselbrink, I am appalled. And I want the seniors to know I stand with you. We have a resolution on the table tonight, on the agenda tonight, whereas First Ward Councilman Leon Alamine wants to use $6,000 of his $30,000 for the ward, his ward money to pay $500 a month for 1 year of y'all's lease. So you know what he's trying to do. He's trying to buy your votes. He's trying to buy your votes. That's what he's trying to do. But I'm gonna tell you what my colleagues gonna do. They're gonna call for the question and they're gonna vote for it. The 5 of them. It's a shame. The corruption in this city is a shame.
Thank you, Ms. Winfrey Carter. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during public speaking?
I want to get Leon's. Okay, so the next one is going to be Leon's response. So 131, so probably at 1. Leon, let's see. So 131.
Councilman Murphy, you have the floor.
135. Because she was 131, right? We get 2 minutes apiece. So then you go 2, so that's 133.
Going over and beyond your reach as an individual human being to tell somebody when they go or somebody controlling them. It is very unfortunate. What is sick is people that's clapping for this stuff that y'all hear people making derogatory comments and y'all
Thank you.
ain't denouncing
Is there anyone
that
else
stuff.
who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 1st Ward, you have the floor.
Thank you. I definitely want to thank the residents for coming out, especially those in support of House of Bring, as we all are. Let me get a couple things clear. From the time I've been appointed on council, I have been working with the House of Bring as well as trying to figure out what was going on with not having been a lease since 2016 over at House of Bring, since 2016. So then when we got into the negotiations, I'm the one that helped negotiate it down to $500 because they was trying to charge them $2,000. I also had a resolution to bring the lease up here today, and for some reason it's not on here. That's why you also see my resolution that was amended, because I also wanted to add another caveat to pay the lease for one whole full year. So for a whole year, House of Bring will not have to pay any rent. So any money or whatever that's coming on, they'll be able to say that and use it towards whatever they need to use it towards. So all this other nonsense about somebody's not advocating for the seniors, since day one, I've been advocating for the seniors. I have programs up at House of Bring. My grandmother, my uncles, and my aunts stay right down the street from House of Bring who utilize the facility. So for these individuals who coming up here, my political opponents and so forth, and this person not gonna do all of this, this is nonsense. This is just nonsense. But for that same individual, we seen the good job you did on the school board. They paying money out right now, ain't they? And for that other individual with all these lies and all this nonsense, I'm on the phone with the individual that you mentioned. I'm not even gonna get into it. He just told me to laugh at you, but this stuff needs to stop because y'all the ones bringing that nonsense to the seniors and got them up in the uproar. I've been working with Miss Beverly and her team from the time I've been on here, set in the negotiation with her and Ed Taylor when things was at a standstill, when they both sides had attorneys and everything. And then they was getting nowhere. And we got back to the table and started negotiating things. So miss me with all.
Okay, so he has missed me with your lies. One, you said Ms. Beverly ain't losing their job. Two, Katie O'Neill put out that they put up the job for the director. They put it up and they released it to all the press, ABC 12, WNEM, Michigan Now, Flint Beat, and M Live. It is up there. And it was, and by the way, when they stated, number one, that there was no director's job that was sent, it was in my email. All job postings go to our emails. It's in my city email. And I didn't send that to you because we on the time thing. So I just sent it to the back one. I sent it to you. The letter ain't in there.
No, it's on him. Remember, I couldn't pull it up.
Oh, not that one. No, there was a letter from the. So when he made the comment, no, it's Carol's letter with Sharice Lee, with attorney Sharice Lee. So what he should have been negotiating was I negotiated down to 500, because you start, and then that one paragraph. So for Doug and Leon L. Alamine, the appointed first ward, attorney Sharice Lee stated, so when he tried to take the shot at her, which she's a first ward resident, you can't take the first ward residents addressing you. Shame on you. Don't tell her you got the job done at the school. How is that working out? She had the lawsuit. She was dropped from the lawsuit. So Leon L. Alamine, just so for your records, Carol McIntosh did not agree. She did not agree to the settlement. I can't read it. You shut it down. I need it big. Carol McIntosh did not agree to the settlement individually and instigate her position until she was dismissed from the lawsuit. She was dismissed. Carol McIntosh was dismissed. So I just want you to know you have been fact checked. Okay. She was dismissed. She had that bearing on that. She was dismissed from the lawsuit along with Danielle Green, who was dismissed. Danielle Green was dismissed and Carol McIntosh was dismissed from the lawsuit. So I want you to get your facts straight because I'm gonna fact check you. I'm gonna do that. I'm if you want to negotiate, put that on there for $1. Put $1 on the floor. Do something big. Go big. Go big. Vote Carol McIntosh first ward because she went there to speak and she wasn't even rude, disrespectful. And he had a problem with it. Jessica, thank you. He was loud. He was wrong. The letter, she was dismissed. So I don't know how you're taking a shot at her with that, but I'm going to have her back every day, every time, because she going to work for the people. Vote Carol McIntosh the first ward, period. She's not funded by a nonprofit. He is. So I just got a text that President Kamala, I already called the president already, speaking into existence. So it will be that she will be here. She has a visit coming to Flint. Vice President Kamala Harris will be coming to Flint. So I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to fact check it because when he's telling from his council seat an untruth, a lie, Carol was dismissed from the law. And she wasn't even disrespectful. She ain't cuss at him or anything. So anyways, y'all, I need y'all to click, like, share, subscribe, donate to 810 News Media Group, Cash App 810 $810 News Media Group. I'm able to bring shows like this to you. We have got a time thing that we have got to. Mickey got to get. Y'all know I can do 4 hours. And y'all know I can. But Mickey got a GO. So listen, I need y'all to click, like, share, and get this out there so that we can get more people involved. I need y'all to share this and like it. Share it and like it, please. Please. Anyways, I want y'all to have the best weekend that you can. Thank you for giving me your time on Saturday morning. It was my pleasure to talk with you and talk with you about some things. We're going to cover the rest of this, but let's be clear. Carol was dismissed. Beverly Biggs has a program tomorrow, Sunday, 3 to 6. Vote Carol McIntosh, first ward. Y'all have a good one.